Good evening, everybody, and welcome to The Catch Up, the show where, well, I catch you up on everything that's coming up in IWF, and we're going to be talking about tomorrow night a lot. But before we get into that, there is something I need to address. Well, not something, someone, and that would be Dagon. Everyone knows, everyone's seen the events that have transpired over the past week, and if you didn't know, Dagon gave me a week. He gave me a week to try and find some evidence as to where Lilith is. And well, I don't want to have to say these words because as soon as they leave my lips, it becomes reality. But after exhausting multiple resources, and I'm telling you guys, I brought in people from across the world, different time zones, people who specialize in different forms of crime, and nothing, absolutely nothing. And Dagon, I wish I could point you in a direction and say have at it, but I can't. Unfortunately, I do not have any information as to where Lilith is right now. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying. I will work tirelessly. I will continue through the night. I will do everything to get any information, but I'm sorry. I can see we've got some comments here. We've got some people watching. Good evening, Becky. I hope you're doing all right. Evening, Brev. Hope you're doing all right. Good evening, Jimmy. I hope you're all right as well. Liam, howdy. Good. I'm not there tomorrow, but I'm sure you'll smash it as well. Evening, Quack. Jeremiah, how you doing? Ed Hunter, nice to see you. Brevs and Brevettes, yes. And evening, DJB by Jordan. Good evening, Jordan. Before I go on again, I do want to stick on the topic of Dagon because we need to have some words, and it's not regarding Lilith. It kind of is, but it's regarding what you did a few days ago. And in case you guys weren't aware, the rage, I'm going to say it, the helplessness of not knowing where Lilith is, it took over, and Dagon attacked two of our IWF trainees. Two young trainees just trying their best to get to where we are, to get in that ring, to make a name for themselves. Now, I can't condone it. I cannot condone the attack of two IWF trainees. It's not what we're about. I cannot express that enough. However, I will say I understand. I do. I've got a young child myself. If he went missing, I'd be exactly the same. I understand what you did, but I can't accept it. It cannot happen again, Dagon. It's too much, man. They were just trying to chase their dreams. They're training with the IWF. They've got nothing to do with Nate or Lilith or anything of that matter. Luckily, I've spoken to them, and they're okay physically. I don't know about mentally, but they are okay physically, and they've agreed to not pursue matters any further. They just want to continue on with their training, get to where they want to be here in the IWF. And you know what? I respect that. That is what Imperial is all about. They are Imperial for that. So my hat is off to you two trainees. Dagon, come on, man. You are better than this. I understand, but please. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night is the night you have all been waiting for, because at Chaz Bar in Sunderland, the only place you want to be is right there. I don't know which side it's appearing on. My camera might be inverted. But Monarchs Madness, tomorrow night, September 13th, Chaz Bar, Sunderland. If you want tickets, you can still get them by contacting the IWF page, contacting myself, or hey, just show up on the door with some money. Sure, we'll get you in. But let's look through the match card, folks, because we have 6 absolutely fantastic matches to look forward to tomorrow night. And in no particular order, first up, boom, we have Adrenaline Kid and JJ Nova. In my opinion, this is size versus speed. This is David versus Goliath. If AK can get ahead of JJ Nova in the early opening minutes of this matchup, wear him down, tire him out. Maybe he might stand a chance, but if JJ gets his hands on Adrenaline Kid earlier on, I think that's it. I've seen JJ up close and personal many times before, and it's a man you do not want to mess with. Jacob James Kirby, evening. Sorry I'm late, but hey, no apologies needed. You're here now. Ed Hunter talks smack, gets slapped. Exactly. Gareth saying good evening. Can't wait for tomorrow. I cannot wait for tomorrow either. Hello, DJB, my good friend. Good evening, Brandon. I hope you're doing all right. Adrenaline Kid versus JJ Nova. I'm quite intrigued by this one, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. Put a name down in the comment section below on who you think is going to win, Adrenaline Kid or JJ Nova, in his IWF debut, nonetheless. So I'll be looking forward to that one, ladies and gents. But moving on, again, in no particular order, boom. It is the Regal Duos Tag Team Championships. Now, you've got to think about this one. We all know Walker and Jakub, they're fresh off of injuries to the leg, or I think Jakub's was the ankle and Walker's was the leg. So Strange Street, they're not going to be 100%. As much as I hate to say it, they're not. But then you look at Alfie Jackson, and Alfie Jackson lately, he's been talking about a bad leg and apparently has a sick note from Dr. Quack. Now, I know Dr. Quack, and apparently Alfie walked into the office and he said he had a bad leg and that I approved a sick note or something like that. And Alfie has a sick note. But we'll see tomorrow night what happens. I reckon Alfie Jackson might just be a little fibber, but we'll see. Any update on Lilith? I'm getting quite worried now. As I said, if you go back and watch the start of this show later on, I've tried, man. I all week I've contacted people from across the world, international people. There's nothing. There is absolutely no trace. And I'll say it again. I'm truly sorry, Dagon, for not having anything. I feel so bad, man. JJ is going to kill him. Yeah, I mean, JJ is a big guy, but if Adrenaline Kid's fast. Got to give him that. Adrenaline Kid is very fast. But moving on, we do have the detriment here in Strange Street. Alfie Jackson's leg is a bit questionable, that injury. Who knows? I would like to see Strange Street as tag team champions again. I'm not going to lie. Because it's, you get that, the atmosphere in the room. It's all uplifting. Whereas the detriment, I don't know, man. There's just something about them. It just doesn't sit right with me. I might have to look into them. Yeah, this is a great matchup here. Both men have something big to be. I think he's referring to JJ and Adrenaline Kid there. I have faith in Strange Street, but not the ref. Hey, look, I'm just going to say this. Every time something's happened, somebody's blaming Brian Chaplow, the official. It's not his fault if he has to call it officially like he's meant to. He's just following the rules. I'm sorry, but that's what my regime here as general manager on IWF's all about. Fairness and following the rules. That last match, you saw Alfie Jackson slapped Brian in the face. Brian wasn't turned around. He couldn't see Hybrid tapping, and Hybrid was tapping. I have confirmed that. But the referee's call is final. He was struck physically. I do not blame Brian Chaplow for calling that match a disqualification. And I don't think anybody else should either. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, in no particular random order it is. Oh, Johnny Thunder and Rory Shaw. Now, we saw the impressive debut of Rory Shaw last month. Was it last month? Yeah, at Night of Champions, the end of August. And the end of that match was a bit controversial because I think Rory snapped. I don't think he cared about a win anymore. He grabbed that steel chair and he was ready to pummel Spawn's head in with it. But then, once again, I don't know if my camera's inverted. That guy there, the new spark, Johnny Thunder, he's got massive amounts of respect for Spawn, coming out there, grabbing the chair away from Rory Shaw, making sure that he couldn't do any serious damage. Spawn, being the smart lad he is, utilizing that moment, rolls Rory Shaw up, gets the 1, the 2, the 3, and Spawn comes out still Sovereign Shield champion. But Rory Shaw was not happy with that. So, I used my big brain and I decided Johnny Thunder, Rory Shaw, #1 contendership match here at Monarchs Madness. And the winner of that is going to go on to face either Persona or Johnny Flashback, whoever may come out with the IWF Championship at the end of this night. I am really looking forward to this one because Johnny Thunder, he's a fiery guy. I've seen some of the moves he can pull off, and I'm whoa. You will hear me audibly gasp. It is that loud. But Rory Shaw, I've been up close and personal with this man a few times, and he terrifies me. It's like he has an aura, an invisible aura around his presence. You get close to him, and it's like whoa, 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 and he's just so serious. So I'm very interested to see where this match goes. I do see we have more comments here. Yeah, Brian Chaplow, good at his job. He's doing his best. Exactly. Brian was distracted by Druids twice and Walker had, but yeah. But then again, Brian was distracted. People had him turned away. What? He doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. What's he meant to do? Good match here. Yep. Rory Shaw has the muscle, but Thunder can tire him out. Completely agree with you, Jacob. 100%. Both men would make a great contender to gold here in the IW. They really would. Johnny Thunder or Rory Shaw would make an absolutely fantastic contender to the championship. I really cannot wait for this match. Now, moving on to our next one, and in no particular order. Ooh! But I'm going to say it now. In my head, I think this has the potential, or this will be the match of the night at Monarchs Madness. You've got Spawn. He's held championship gold before. He's holding it now, and he's proving why he deserves to hold it. But then you've got Tommy Cartel. He's held multiple championships in his career. He's been far and wide. He's faced off with some of the biggest names in wrestling, and he's coming here to Imperial, making his debut against Spawn for that Sovereign Shield Championship. In my head, this is worth the admission price to the event alone. I would pay the £12 just to come and see these two. So I do see we've got more comments here. Yes, Jaden, good evening. I hope you are doing well. Ed Hunter doesn't have eyes in the front either. What doesn't have eyes in the front? Ed, I'm starting to think you've got a grudge against our referee. He's a mighty fine referee. Come on. Spawn versus Tommy Cartel. Now, unfortunately, I've never had the pleasure of seeing Tommy Cartel up close and personal in a wrestling match. I have with Spawn, though. And if there's anything I know about that young lad, he is going to give as much as Tommy Cartel can give back. He is going to match him move for move all around that ring. This is going to be so good. Oh, I cannot emphasize enough how excited I am for this match. And if you are too, if you haven't got your tickets yet, you know how to get them. The page. Message the page. I've never saw Tommy Cartel, but from what I can see, he looks professional. But I think Spawn will let Lilith take his nerves, and Tommy will take it home. You know what? From what I've seen lately, yes, Spawn cares for Lilith, but he knows he has a massive challenge in Tommy Cartel, and I believe he is focusing a lot on that. I don't think Spawn is letting what's going on with Dagon, Nate, and Lilith affect him as much as people think it is. Ed Hunter, don't know Tommy, but Spawn dealing with his sister being missing could be on. Again, yes, I mean, it could, but knowing Spawn, I know he's going to be hyper-focused on keeping that Sovereign Shield Championship. And then after all is said and done, after the dust is settled, if he can still help somewhere, I'm pretty sure he's going to dive headfirst in and try and find Lilith himself. I mean, it is his little sister, after all. You'd do the same. But, ladies and gentlemen, another comment. The battle of the future, these two men are the future of the Northeast and been killing it both in their own right. I mean, I don't believe Tommy Cartel is from the Northeast region, but yeah, these two are the future of not only Northeast wrestling, but Scottish wrestling. If you want to go down south, hell, take them down south. Southern wrestling, independent wrestling in general here in the UK, these two guys are up there. Now we move on. We only have, I do believe there's 2 matches left here, so I'm going to randomize this. Of course. Yeah, the match. I'm worried about this one. I'm like I'm getting palpitations just thinking about what might happen here, because I made this match, and I made this match in the heat of the moment, giving Dagon what he wanted. I didn't know it was going to lead to Lilith being taken, but it's official. Tomorrow night we are going to see the Red-Faced Demon take on Nate Sawyer in a Falls Count Anywhere match. And when we say Falls Count Anywhere, folks, we mean Falls Count literally anywhere. These guys could drag each other out of the room, outside, up and down Sunderland for all they care. The fall will count wherever they are. And I do not envy the camera person having to chase them all around. I really don't know what to expect from this one, but violence. Yeah, Battle of the Underworld. Blood will be... I would not be surprised. Blood and pain. Definition of this matchup. Yeah, both of these men are absolutely terrifying. And I've been up close and personal with both of these men on more than one occasion, and that's one more than it should have been. Jacob, yeah. All right, Nate, you've took not only the Red-Faced Demon to his last bit of anger, but you've took the fans to their last nerve. Yeah, 100%. I mean, you've involved children now. This is going to be bad. So for those of you who are going to be in attendance tomorrow, I do apologize for how bad this may get, but there's nothing I can do about it now, and I don't think I could even dream of stopping the Red-Faced Demon, even if I wanted to. Tomorrow night, folks, it's all on the line. I'm terrified of this one, but then that does mean we move on to our last match, and I'm pretty sure this will be the main event of the evening, and that is Persona taking on Johnny Flashback. Now, I made this match back at Night of Champions because, to be honest, I'm sick. I'm sick and I'm tired of Persona and his cheating ways. So this is my first full show as your general manager of IWF, and I'm telling you now, I want everything to go down right down the middle. I want it to be fair. I want everyone to stick to the rules. But that little twerp right there, that's what I'm worried about, because every single time I see him, he tries to pull some sort of dastardly move. You seen what he did with Walker with the leg in the chair? He's not trying to win. He's trying to injure people, and I'm getting sick. Persona, yes. You know what? I'll admit it. You are my champion right now. I have to admit that. You are the best in the world. But I'll say it again. What use is being best in the world if that world only has you in it? There's nobody to see it. There's nobody to admire it. There's nobody to give you respect. Because at the minute, nobody respects you. And that's why I've made this match with Johnny Flashback, because he stands for everything I have just mentioned. He stands for love. He stands for peace, friendship, respect. He is Imperial. And that is why I made this match. And I'm sorry, I do get emotional about things like this, because while I'm general manager of IWF, everything needs to be fair. We can't have any of these run-ins or priests or whatever they're called, the druids coming out. We can't have distractions. Cheating, I'm sick of it. Oh yeah, and I knew at some point he'd pipe up. Respect doesn't matter when you're at the top of the mountain. It's a pretty lonely mountain. Looks pretty lonely. Come on, Johnny. Take Persona to the 70s and leave him there. I mean, I don't think Persona was around in the 70s, so are you trying to say something? But yes, folks, Persona and Flashback, the IWF Championship is on the line, and the winner of this match, of course, will go on to face either Johnny Thunder or Rory Shaw. One of them will become #1 contender to the championship, and I'm sure Persona's going to be tapping away in the comments. We all know it's going to be me. DJB, you ain't the only one who gets it. Yeah, I understand, and I out of everyone, I understand, because I was you once. I was sitting in the chairs. I was admiring all of these guys, and now I've got to contain the emotion, and for the sake of everybody else, for the sake of fairness in the locker room, for the sake of professionalism. So yes, Persona, you are my champion. Congratulations, I said it. But that might not be for long. Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night, Monarchs Madness. Again, if you haven't got your tickets, get your tickets now. Message the page. Click on the little page above. You know where it says Imperial? Click on there, then click message. Say, "Ooh, I'd like some tickets, please." And you know what? I'll set you up right there and then. But tomorrow night, Jazz Bar in Sunderland, we are going to be the loudest bunch of, can't say that, in Sunderland that night. We're going to make some noise. We're going to blow the roof off. I know we are. And we're going to show everybody what being Imperial, what being part of the Empire is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been your General Manager, DJB. I cannot wait to see you all tomorrow night at Jazz Bar. I'll be there. And hey, don't be afraid to come up if you want to come chat for a bit. See you all later, guys. Good night.
I'll take your head as well!